Hey guys, Erin here. Thank you so much for tuning in again. I wanted to share with you some of my favorite things from spring from all aspects of my photography business. That covers gear, organization things, the stuff that I'm watching on Netflix while I'm editing, because that's something I do a lot, editing on the couch on my laptop, because then it doesn't really feel like working so much. I live in Brisbane in Australia and it's spring for us at the moment, or just finished, coming into summer. If you live somewhere in the other hemisphere of the world where it's been colder, I'm actually really jealous of you. I love the cold weather. I live for the cold weather. Anyway, I live in Brisbane, Australia. It's getting hot. I wish it wasn't. Let's go. I have two favorite cameras for spring, kind of three. I got to play with a lot of cameras in the past couple of months, so that it makes this decision really difficult, but if you guys have seen my video about the launch event for the Panasonic Lumix G9, you will know that I was blown away by that camera. I don't have one here with me because I only got to play with it for about an hour, but it's just that image stabilization that just blew my mind. The fact that I could take a 1-second exposure handheld and have like the still elements of the photo be completely tack sharp was so cool. Hopefully I can get my hands on one of those babies. I would actually consider, even just from that 1 hour of playing with it, I would consider purchasing that camera, which is pretty full on for me considering I don't own any other Panasonic gear whatsoever, so I wouldn't have lenses that would work with it or anything. The other camera that I've been loving playing with is the Sony A9, which I've had for a couple of weeks. I would love the chance to play with this camera with a smaller lens, but I don't own any Sony gear, so I can't do that. But what I have managed to pull off with this one has been really fun. I've tested it out for video a little bit, I've tested it out with photos a fair bit, and I've been having a good time with it, so that's always good. I do want to give an honourable mention to the Nikon D850 because I had a ball playing with that camera too. Actually, I had to send it back already, but it was so much fun. It just seems like overkill somehow. So I'm going to be sticking with my current kit for a little while longer until, you know, until I really feel like I need to mix things up. But until then, it's fun to test all of these things out, but it does make me want to spend a lot of money. If you guys caught my last favorites video, I think I did August favorites. I don't really have enough favorite things to do like a month-to-month favorites thing, so I thought a seasonal thing would be better, but I did mention in that video that I have been loving Brandon Wolfell's work, and I actually invested in a prism. It cost me like $3 on eBay or something like that, but yeah, I got one of these babies and I've used it a couple of times. Let me see if I can like do this in camera for you. It just it's not so exciting here where all you can see is like me, but bends the light, sends it in all of the directions. When you have some pretty like bokeh, that probably sounded awful. When you have some like pretty bokeh to play with, it does some really cool effects. So I'm going to be playing with this a bit more. I'm taking it on holidays with me. I'm going traveling through most of December, so I'm going to take this on holidays and hopefully get some cool city shots. So that's my little Brandon Wolfell moment. I've also been really digging, just as like an aesthetic kind of thing, festoon lighting. I'm a wedding photographer, in case you guys didn't know that, and festoon lighting is really popular at the moment. A lot of people are having outdoor receptions with festoon lighting, and if they're like bright enough. That's my phone. I'm somebody who generally likes to shoot with available light. That doesn't mean that I won't shoot with flash or with some external lighting sources, but for the most part I like to keep it natural because my clients want their photos to look like how they felt in the moment, how they looked at the time. So this particular wedding that I'm showing you a couple of photos from, I didn't need any other lighting sources. The festoon lighting was enough and it gave a really nice vibe, so yeah, feeling the festoon lighting at the moment. If you guys are keen on festoon lighting and you had it at your wedding or you're planning to, mad props. Fairy lights too. Fairy lights are always good. Fairy lights are fun to play with these. So I mentioned earlier that while I'm editing, I'm usually on the couch on my laptop. Not always, sometimes I'm here on this computer when I feel like I need to really focus, but editing, you know, I've been doing this for a while, so I've got my editing workflow down. I don't really need to think about it. So I'll sit there with something on. I usually like to watch a lot of foreign television shows and movies, especially from Asia, because I have a lot of interest in many Asian cultures. But I can't watch things in another language while I'm working because I can't obviously understand what they're saying without subtitles. I've picked up a couple of things, but not enough to comfortably watch a series in another language, so I have to watch things in English. And the couple of series that I have been really digging The Good Place with Kristen Bell and Ted Danson. Oh, it is so funny, so intriguing, such a nice little like mind bend kind of concept. If you haven't been watching The Good Place, if you're a Netflix user, get on that. It is really entertaining. I'm pretty late to the party on this one, but I just recently started watching Orange is the New Black and I'm really enjoying that as well. It's really engaging and I guess confronting sort of series. It's so interesting. A couple people might judge me for this one, but I really like Riverdale. The twist on like the Archie stories, you know, totally new way is really interesting to me. But most of all with Riverdale, I love the way it's shot. I love the way they use colors. It looks quite sort of noir, but still quite, I don't know, pop culture-y. I don't know how to describe it, but if you watch Riverdale, you'll know what I mean. It's very somehow colourful but dark at the same time. That's coming out week to week, which is a little frustrating. And The Good Place is gone until like January next year, so I'm like, which is why I started watching Orange is the New Black, because I was like, there's a void in my Netflix heart. As far as organisation goes, I like to keep things fairly, I guess, analog. I like pen and paper. I do still use calendars and stuff on my phone as well, but I just like being able to write stuff down. I remember it a lot better that way. And I did mention bullet journaling in my last favorites video. Bullet journaling has been really good for me so far. I was only just starting when I mentioned it last time. I had this book and it was brand new and I've used it for the last couple of months. I've got my systems kind of working for me now. I keep it very simple. I'm not into like doodling and stuff the way a lot of people who bullet journal are, but it's working for me. Yeah, I really like it. I like that I can keep track of things all in one place, that I can be a lot more flexible with it than just recording dates and times and locations and appointments and stuff like that. I can plan videos in here. I can work out my social media strategy for the month. I can do all sorts of stuff all in one place. Yeah, it's great. It keeps me really organized. My other bullet journaling essential, a lot of people, like there's whole videos on YouTube about people's favorite pens for bullet journaling, and I did get sucked into it a little bit and I bought like a Tombow brush pen, and I've got a couple of other cute little things that I use in there and they're awesome, and I am getting a bit into like hand lettering and brush lettering and stuff too, but there's really only one pen that I use day to day in my bullet journal, and that's this guy. This is a, are you gonna focus? Yeah, it's a Pilot Frixion erasable pen. Biro? Gel pen? Somewhere in between, I guess. Allow me to demonstrate. This is probably like pretty old news, but I've never had an erasable pen until like quite recently, so. Oh no, I made a mistake. I will flip my pen around and this is difficult to do on this angle. But let me do this better for you down here. No trickery, I promise. Why would I do that anyway? It's gone! Look! Free page. You can kind of see the indent there where it was, but if you don't write too hard, then it's fine. Yeah, so the first one I got of these guys was a 0.7. Is that how they do pen sizes? Like a 0.7 is like a bit thicker. This one's a 0.5. It's nice and fine. Haha, I feel like a beauty YouTuber. Oh my goodness. Yeah, nice and fine, which is good because then I can fit more on a page. Bullet journaling pro tips from Erin. This is not a common thing. People are not usually like, erasable pens, but I make a lot of mistakes when I write stuff down, so I am all about that erasable life. And there's only one more thing I want to talk about, and it is for, I won't say the girls, but the people who wear makeup, who are photographers, who watch my videos, which hopefully there are a few. Last time you guys might remember me talking about how when I shoot, especially like long events, I lose all of my makeup from like this little Bermuda triangle of my face right here because of my camera. Like my left is my dominant eye, so I hold my camera up here and I always lose my makeup down my nose. Anyways, I'd started using the Hourglass Veil Mineral Primer and also the Illusion Hyaluronic Skin Tint. I'm still loving those. They are super awesome. They work together really well. They stay on really well. I was recommended by my lovely makeup artist friend Laura June to invest in a really good setting spray. So I did. And I'm sorry Laura, I actually didn't get the one that you recommended me. But I just went into Mecca Maxima and was like, I need something to make my makeup stay on my face for a whole day. And they were like, this is what you need. This is the Urban Decay All-Nighter Makeup Setting Spray, long-lasting, oil-free, paraben-free, temperature-controlled technology. I understand cameras a lot better than I understand makeup, but this does help my makeup to stay on my face, which is nice. I'm asking too much to have my makeup stay on my face for a whole day at a wedding when I'm smushing things against it constantly, and I understand that, but this has definitely made a difference. And I also don't end up with like all of my makeup sinking into my wrinkles because I turned 30 recently, so my skin is not like young and dewy anymore. I also picked up a powder from Urban Decay that kind of helps a little bit, and I can like chuck that in my camera bag, and if I need to fix my face then I can pull that out and touch it up. I shot a friend's wedding in October where I was required to be in a couple of the photos, so it was really handy to have that so I didn't have like Rudolph's big red nose in the photos. I didn't pull that out for this video, but it's the Urban Decay Naked Skin powder, I think. It's good, yes. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and maybe learned something from it. I'd love to hear what your spring favorites were, or your autumn, fall favorites if you're living in the other hemisphere to me. Let me know in the comments. You can also find me on Instagram at Erin Smith Photo, and I'm on Facebook, facebook.com/Erin Smith Photography. I'm also on Twitter at Erin and the Light, because Erin Smith Photo and Erin Smith Photography are both taken. Links to everything in the description. Hope you're having a great week. Thank you so much for watching. See you later.